6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
The Ramble with Alex Bennett.
Tonight at 10:30 Eastern
On GabNet.
We're GabNet, and we've got you covered live 5 nights a week. First, on Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, it's The Exchange with Damian Chaplin.
For me, I have a bathroom that's connected to the office, and it's literally like right there. And in my job, I already wash my hands 10 to 20 times a day because I have a filthy job. I walk around and you touch a lock, and you have no idea how filthy locks are.
Tuesday through Friday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, it's Alex Bennett with The Ramble.
By the way, what was the name of that? I was trying to remember the name of that. Those butt wipes from last night. What's the name of it again?
Brought to you by Dude Wipes.
Dude Wipes.
Feel fresh and clean and get rid of the stank.
Tuesday through Friday at midnight, The Intersection.
I prefer giving tips in cash versus the credit card. So I got $100 in cash today. Will I need it? I don't know. But one thing that I did do is I took each and every one of those singles and $5 bills, laid them out on my floor, and sprayed them with Lysol and flipped them.
If you like sports, we've got that too, with The Arena Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
The men's national team, they often have to deal with more unruly fans than the female national team does.
Catch up on all the shows with our weekend flashback. All shows have the Citizen Panel, an exclusive concept of GabNet. It's new, it's daring, it's talk like you've never heard it before.
Jack Bishop's Intersection. Tonight at midnight Eastern on GabNet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the history of talk radio. Political opinions have been a staple of radio since the early 1920s. Talk radio as a listener participation format has existed since at least the mid-1940s. WMCA New York's Barry Gray was bored with playing music and put a telephone receiver up to his microphone to talk with band leader Woody Herman. This was soon followed by listener call-ins. In 1948, disc jockey Alan Courtney began a call-in program on WGBS Miami. The Alan Courtney Open Phone Forum was a conservative and anti-communist political forum with coverage area over the southeast United States and Cuba. In the 50s, Joe Pine, John Neville, and Gene Shepard were among the first to explore the medium. In recent years, talk radio has gained popularity with many new formats flourishing, including All Sports in 1986 with the birth of WFAN New York. The subject matter for these formats are different, but the structure has remained the same for all these years. You might say talk radio is a 20th century format, until now that is. It's 2014. And radio pioneer and innovator Alex Bennett introduces the Citizen Panel on GabNet, the first revolutionary idea in the format since its inception. The Citizen Panel allows for an open discussion to take place between the host and many listeners all at the same time. Listeners claim that it's addictive, producing stimulating discussions on any topic from politics to movies and entertainment. It's not liberal or conservative. It's open to all opinions and ideas. Log on to gabnet.net to listen and find out how you can participate. Listen to the programs on GabNet and take a step into 21st century talk radio.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this podcast.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hello, everybody. This is Alex Bennett. This is the Ramble, and we're here until midnight tonight on the East Coast of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, out to California, and in a nursing home, is it? Are you in a nursing home? Is that where you are, Will?
It's a boarding care.
Yeah, and we're just seeing his eye because I'm trying to get.
Here's my left eye.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard lying there, isn't it, and getting a full picture of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell them about what's happening right now. Your one of your
my left leg fell out of bed, and I can't bring it back.
Yeah, that's the bad leg, right?
That's the bad leg.
Yeah, well, now, being that
it's the leg that won't rejoin the bed.
In case people don't know, Will had a stroke.
I had a stroke?
Yes, Will, you had a stroke.
I know, you didn't know how to tell me.
Yeah, I hate to break the news to you.
Oh, wow.
And so he went through all kinds of, as in the Jewish religion, we call it mishigas. And he had to have, he drilled holes in your brain and...
No, not holes in my brain, holes in my skull.
Oh, okay. What, so they could use you as a bowling ball?
No, so they could carpet sweep all the, they put a device in my skull to sweep all the blood and spinal fluid out. And then they put a hole in there for a drain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that yucky?
I don't remember any of it.
Okay, you don't remember any of it. Okay. That's a good question I have, though. Try and show us more of your face if you can. If you can. Yeah.
I can.
Just otherwise people won't believe I'm talking to Will Durst. There we go. So he...
Hang on a sec. Let me move this pillow.
Oh, okay. He's going to move the pillow now. There we go. Okay. He's taking... Oh, there. That's much better. Now turn your camera sideways. There we go. And there. That's much better. There's Will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's Will Durst. Anyway,
okay, we're in business.
Anyway, I asked you this. We were talking yesterday, and I asked you this. Do you remember the actual stroke? I mean, or is a lot of that period of time kind of erased
itself?
I
remember. I had reparked my car.
Yeah.
And I was trying to open it because I left my my beer. I left my cup of coffee in the car.
Okay.
So I was trying to reopen it, but I couldn't move to the car. My feet refused to follow. So I was dancing in the street on the driver's side of my car.
Oh, God.
Trying to get to the door.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah. And then I went inside backstage and I tried to sit down and missed the chair.
Wow.
And somebody said, are you all right? I said, I don't know what's wrong. And then somebody else said, my mom's a doctor and she's in the audience. So it was literally, is there a doctor in the house? There was a doctor in the house.
And she's probably wound up saving your life, right?
Yeah. And then they called an ambulance, and the ambulance took me to St. Mary's, and they didn't have a neurological division, so they took me to the UC.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
around.
And then
nobody wanted me.
The adventure began. Wow. That's amazing. We're back seeing your eye again, by the way.
Oh, sorry. And I was on they thought I was going to die. Of course, these kind of things, they always think you're going to die at one point.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean...
I needed a respirator.
Wait a minute. You're being attacked by your pillow.
I am.
There we go. Wait a minute. Yeah. There. Anyway, so I mean, we've told this story before, but what I was curious about is sometimes when horrible things happen to people, somehow the body has a way of dealing with it. Your brain kind of makes that incident disappear in your mind, and you can't remember it happening. You know, but in your case, you seem to remember it rather, vividly.
Well, I was supposed to go on stage. It was a benefit for the mime troupe, San Francisco Mime Troupe.
Yeah.
Their 60th anniversary or something.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go on stage, and I wanted to tell my little jokes, and they wouldn't let me go on stage.
You wanted to do your act anyway.
Yeah.
That's a showbiz spirit. I've had a stroke, but I'm going on anyway.
The San Francisco Mime Troupe, which talks.
Yes, yes.
That's so San Francisco.
I would want to make a joke about that, about you had a stroke and the mime troupe was going, you know. But we all know that the San Francisco Mime Troupe actually talks.
And talks and talks and talks.
But how do they?
Ow.
What?
My leg.
Your leg is hurting?
Hello?
Huh? Wait, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little help.
Please, somebody help. He needs his leg in the bed.
I do. It hurts.
Can't they hear you? And you don't have a button to push?
No, my button's battery died.
Oh, boy. The button's battery died? They didn't replace the battery?
Hello? No, I don't even know where the button is anymore. Yeah, can you get my leg in? Ah, thank you.
I see you getting better though.
Much better, thank you.
You're welcome. Did you want me to lift the bed up at all?
No, I'm good. This is Evan. This is Alex Bennett. I'm doing an interview.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. We're doing fine here. It's just that
Finally came.
yeah.
Well, how long you been hanging?
A while.
Oh, damn. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just came back from lunch. Yeah, sorry.
How was lunch?
It's all right. But your lunch is coming soon.
I haven't had breakfast yet.
You slept through it.
I slept through it.
Yes.
You didn't wake me for food?
They do on airlines.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
They do.
You want me to get you some coffee?
Well, yeah. Do you have any coffee?
Yeah. I'll go get you some coffee right now.
I even have an empty cup.
Not yet. But it'll be filled now.
Thank you.
Gee, when I was in the hospital, they used to wake me to feed me. You know? And I was in the hospital for about 4 days with a kidney stone. And they would wake me up. They woke me up in the middle of the night to draw blood. You know. So, anyway.
Yeah, I missed breakfast. It's the only decent meal of the day.
Really? Really? So anyway, let me ask you this. You're lying there in bed. There's got to be tons of material floating around in your head. I mean, I'm sure there are times you say, "Gee, God, I wish I were on a stage somewhere. I wish I could get to a typewriter. I wish I could type," and you can't. And yet you've got all this stuff in your brain, right?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to write a COVID set.
You're trying to write a COVID set.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything funny about COVID? Because I'm sorry, I don't think I've been able to come up with a COVID joke.
Well, just the CDC, the guidelines sounded like my mother's advice in junior high school.
Oh, wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't go out with strangers. You don't know where they've been. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much, I think, why everybody ignored them.
Why? Because they sounded like their mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the first.
Yeah.
Wash your hands. No, they're dirty again. I can see from here. You're not coming to my table with those hands.
Anything else you found funny about COVID?
No, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make jokes about it. I mean that happens to be a pretty good routine about it.
Except for the Trumpers, the bleach eaters.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
they were morons.
They still are. They won't wear the masks.
Yeah, yeah. Now you say you spend most of your day watching news, right?
Yeah, and movies.
Yeah, but I mean,
I just saw Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
How was it? I want to watch that.
Viola Davis is going to get her second Oscar.
Okay.
And Chadwick Boseman is going to get one posthumously.
Really, that good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You suggested a movie to me. I've been watching this show called His Dark Materials, and you said that it was there was a movie of it called The Gold Compass. So
did you find it?
I went and found it. We watched it last night, and you know, usually when you really like a show like his whatever.
Dark Materials.
Dark Materials. You then go and watch the movie that was made of it earlier, and you go, This TV show, the look of it and the feel of it and all of it was based on that movie. It's a very good movie.
Kidding.
It's a very good movie. It doesn't go as far as the TV series does because it's encompassing all the books the guy wrote.
Yeah.
And there's a secondary
secondary
storyline about a male kid in real London and meets up with Lyra. And that story wasn't in there. But they were making a movie and they had
the polar bear.
The polar bear is a big part of it in the TV show.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah, that whole storyline. So except, but the way they animated the demons and the way they voiced the demons, identical to the TV show. Identical. So
I like the movie.
Yeah, well, the TV show is simply an extension, I think, of the movie. But I guess the movie was supposed to be a bunch of sequels and so on because they leave it open ended. And I guess
they had plans to make part 2 and part 3, and they were going to shoot them together. And there was one guy at the studio who was looking at the box office receipts, and he was going to press a button or not on Monday morning to green light, part 2 and part 3. And he didn't press the button.
Wow.
Because box office receipts were so meager.
Yeah. Wow.
They couldn't see doing sequels.
Well, anyway, the sequels are being done, but they're being done on HBO. But they had to tell the start of the story. The story here in the movie ends with the polar bear's big fight to get the kids out of the place where they're being held.
The education camp.
Yeah, and that is maybe 3/4 through the first season. Okay, so there's
How many seasons are there?
There's much more. Oh well, they're in their what is it? Is this their second season or third season? I think it's their second season. Yeah, it's their second. No, maybe not. I don't know. I have to look. I don't remember.
And who plays the evil woman?
What's her name? Ruth Wilson. Do you know who Ruth Wilson is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's no Nicole Kidman.
No, she's much better than Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Because she has a really trouble with Ruth Wilson is every part she ever plays is a bad person. Because she has a bad person look. Nicole Kidman's a little too glamorous to be accepted as being a bad woman. But I was amazed at all the people who were in this movie. Christopher Lee was in it, for crying out loud, you know. So we were losing your face again.
Yeah, wasn't Liam Neeson in it?
No, wasn't Liam Neeson. No, it was Daniel Craig. Played the father.
James Bond was in it.
Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks for recommending it. It was just we were just amazed by it. We sat there and watched the whole thing. Didn't even watch 60 Minutes last night. So anyway, so what is your daily life like? I mean, you're doing a lot of bed lying, right?
Yeah, they get me up for meals usually.
Yeah, but you also are you capable of using a wheelchair?
Yeah, they put me in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but
and there's a guy here, an ex-Marine, who controls the TV in the dining room, and he's a big NCIS fan, so we're watching NCIS on a virtual loop.
So here's the thing. Here's my
16
question.
seasons.
You use a wheelchair, but you don't wheel it, do you?
I don't.
No, because one of your hands isn't working. So
Right,
that would
my left
mean
hand
you
is
would
on.
just keep going in circles, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tight circles.
Yeah, but let's see your face again. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. What you?
All right.
You have he has the reason he's having trouble with the iPad, folks, is that he has only one hand working, and so he
You
has
always hold it with one hand.
you have to hold it with one hand, which can be difficult at times. I don't know if people have ever had to hold an iPad. You know, I guess if you folded it or something, you could rest it on your stomach, but, you know. So you basically, your life is lying in bed for the most part, right?
Yeah, watching the news.
Yeah. And then Debbie comes and gets you and takes you to physical therapy.
Yeah, she's coming today.
Yeah.
Just to visit me.
And how do you do that? They wheel you to the car, and then you get in the car, and then on the other end they have another wheelchair?
No, there's a ramp taxi, a cab with a back for a wheelchair.
Okay, so you take the wheelchair and everything with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if you don't come back? Do they charge you for the wheelchair?
We're renting the wheelchair.
You're renting it?
Yeah.
Is that part of who's renting it to you? The nursing home?
No, it's a place called A to Z Hospital. So we're renting the bed, and then there's a claw to get me, you know, from the first Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the claw. And so they put a cargo net around me,
mm-hmm.
and then they lift me with the claw into the wheelchair.
Yeah. So listen, let's get political for a second, okay? I don't think you mind getting political for a second, do you?
No.
What do you think of Biden? Do you think he's going to do a good job?
Well, it sucks for me. It's good for the country, but it sucks for me.
Why does it suck for you?
Because Trump was like a steak buffet.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And Biden is...
he's breakfast cereal.
Yeah. Yeah, he's oatmeal.
Yeah, he's no oatmeal. So but is the reason why Trump was a buffet for you is because you're to the left politically, and so he was somebody to make fun of? But if you were to the right, he probably wouldn't have been the same kind of buffet, right? Did you hear me?
Yeah, no, he would make mistakes that were just mistakes, whether you were on the left or right, and you know.
Yeah.
He was just wonderful, and Biden is
Biden is. We're going to be bored by Biden. He's not going to be.
I think so too.
Yeah, he's not going to be exciting. But I don't care. I don't care if I have a boring president, just as long as he does his job. I didn't.
No, I think people were tired of the chaos.
Oh, we were exhausted by the chaos, Will. If I had to one night, more night, go on the air here and talk about Trump. I mean, every night for 4 years, somewhere along the line in the show, Trump came up. Because Trump always dominated the news cycle. And he made sure that he did. Most presidents don't want to dominate the news cycle. I mean,
they want to hide behind it.
Well, with Obama, we went for weeks without hearing from Obama. He just did his job.
There was no scandal either. I remember Fox News went crazy because he wore a beige suit.
Yeah, or the mom's jeans or something once.
Mom jeans.
Yeah, that's what they would go crazy over, but they couldn't go crazy over anything he said. There was no hint of scandal in that White House. Maybe the most moral White House we've had. I mean, he had a wonderful family and a wonderful wife, and there was no hint of any kind of improprieties where his marriage was concerned, for instance. Every other president, we kind of hear something. Clinton, certainly. Bush, more about Daddy Bush. Daddy Bush had some kind of an affair going on in New York City, didn't he? Yeah. So.
Rumor has it.
Yeah. But, still, Bush was very hated because of the way he was handling the Mideast and so on and so forth. And yet, my joke has been, my little routine has been to say that, well, now that we have had Trump, I guess Bush doesn't look that bad. In fact, neither does Reagan or Nixon. Perhaps even Hitler.
Even William Henry Harrison.
Doesn't look that bad. None of these people look that bad by comparison. I mean, this was
Harrison gave a 3-hour inaugural speech in the rain, caught pneumonia,
and
died 31 days into his presidency.
Yeah. So, but I mean, I just hope that
Biden is going to be boring.
Yeah, and I think
and America's ready for Uncle Joe.
And it's a question if Uncle Joe is up to the task, because the job he's got ahead of him, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. He's got so much to fix that if he doesn't fix it all, some people are going to be very disappointed. But, I mean, Trump literally came in and ruined the country.
Well, yeah, killing 3,000 people.
Yeah, killing 3. Yeah, we're dead because of him. Okay.
The Trump flu.
Yeah, the Trump flu. What is it? 313 million dead as of the moment that we're recording this. It'll probably be up to 316 or something. Whatever. But well, you're looking. Well, I would like to say you're looking good, but you've been lying in bed all this time, and
I'm wearing a pillow.
And you still haven't gotten the haircut. Oh, you said you're waiting until the 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he would not get a haircut, and this was how many years ago?
Well, it was 2017.
2017. He said he would not get a haircut till Trump was out of office. So he's waiting to the 20th. So he hasn't even got a COVID haircut. That's just a COVID haircut on top of a Trump haircut. So, are you looking forward to it, though?
Mm-hmm.
You don't care at this point. Nah.
No. I can wear a ponytail. I can have one of those gray ponytails.
Well, listen, we kind of run out of time here. I just want to talk to you again, and the audience.
Oh, buddy, I'm so sorry I wasted your time.
No, the audience loves hearing from you. Because they used to hear from me every couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Stroke has his stroke, and we couldn't hear from you. And then when we finally heard from you, boy, they were just thrilled. So, Everybody was rooting for you, because we all need a good guy to root for in this day and age. But
there you go. That's who I am.
Why don't we talk again in a couple of weeks?
I'm in.
You're in as long as your leg isn't out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be home by then.
From his hospital bed in San Francisco, California, at some anonymous nursing home, it's Will Durst recovering from. You had a stroke, Will.
I had a stroke.
Well, thank you very much. Will Durst, ladies and gentlemen. Bye, Will.
Bye, Alex.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I love talking to Will. It is so invigorating to know that each time we talk to him, he's a little bit better. Today, this latest round of discussion we had, I think he was a little on the tired side. He spends so much time in bed that it's an effort. And but I just love talking to him and hearing him get better, even by measures. He told me his hand is starting to work a little bit, and he also said that the leg it's not working yet, but the idea is to be able to stand on it, okay? And God, I just want to see him back on stage, doing his comedy, doing what he loves to do best. I know what it's like as a performer to not be able to have your facilities to be able to do your life's work. But anyway, I think it's time for us to check in on a whole bunch of people here. And there are tons of them right now. Well, not tons, but certainly a lot. So we will just watch them start popping in here as they start popping. There we are. There's Alan, and there's Robert, and there's Jeffrey Stein, and there's Brian Neary, and there's Trucker Steve and his sidekick. And we're waiting for Charlie Wallace to jump in here as soon as he figures out that we are not doing the interview any longer. And yeah, okay. We have Tom Yamaguchi is coming in here. So boy, we're off to a roaring start. Hello, Tom. We haven't seen you in a while. Tom, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we haven't heard from you in a while. How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, figure you.
Yeah, glad we're all pulling for Will Durst, even Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yes.
Stroke. Bail.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's good. It's good to just see him, and I talk to him on a rather constant basis, and it's reassuring to see that he's getting better by measures. He just wants to get home. He just wants to get out of there. I'm lying on your back for the better part of over a year has got to just be daunting. He does get out because Debbie does pick him up and she takes him to physical therapy. But most of the time he's lying there in that bed, says he does some sitting up in a wheelchair. But, well, you know what it's like, Jeffrey. You've been through this whole thing, right? Turn on your mic. There you go. What were you going to say?
Times I
no.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah, what were you going to say?
I said, having a stroke and taking.
God, there's something wrong with your mic.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, there's something wrong with your mic. It goes in and out, and it's very low. And I don't know what you do about that. If you can find a way to get into your preferences, I think if you turn up your volume on your microphone, you'll be fine. I can't really tell you what to do now. Maybe we can talk during the week and we can figure this out. Either that, or if you can go to preferences, go to your audio, and I think you can set it there. Hello, Robert. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, Alex.
Yes.
Yourself?
I am, I'm getting in the Christmas spirit. I guess which is saying fuck Santa or something like that. Who's that? Oh, is that your son, Jeff? Yeah.
Hi, Alex.
Hi. Okay, it sounds a little better now. Did you do something?
Yeah, I unmuted him.
Oh, I.
Oh no. Oh, I hope that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Jeff, what I want to say is the one person here who has had a stroke. Is this pretty par for the course what he's going through?
I was very concerned about physical stuff.
Yeah.
But also, I couldn't read anything.
Mm-hmm.
It was even difficult to.
Yeah.
I had a lot of things I had to work on at the same time.
Yeah. Now you're cutting out. All of a sudden your audio drops out. I don't know what's wrong. I think it's something in your settings, in your preferences. If you can get your son to come in and find the preferences there, you can probably adjust it. You know?
Yeah, I think his son thought that he was on mute, but he thought that was the problem, but that's not the problem.
That's not the problem. The problem is that I think maybe it's you're not on auto or something for your audio.
It's been hard enough for everybody else in COVID that just had to stay home. You know, we make jokes last night about going to the living room and then going to the bathroom and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But just think if you're now, another big degree of that is just think if you're in your bed for a year, says this COVID.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. Josh, how you doing? Holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Whoop-de-doo. How you doing, Josh?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah. You sound excited. I'm fine. How are you? Okay. I'm Josh. I don't try to get too emotional about anything. You know. I wonder if we're going to hear from Kevin tonight in his Christmas persona.
Oh, that's right.
You know.
I don't know about that part. I think he's going to call, but I don't know about
Well,
Chris.
That would be asking too much, I think. Oh, look, Jeff is working on his Zoom. See. Because it says Jeffrey Stein up there. Anyway, so where did you go today, Robert? What was your day like?
You know, before you accuse me of sitting on my ass and doing nothing, I actually did some investigative journalism today.
Really?
I found a case of voter fraud. There's this guy who claims that he lives in Florida and he voted there, but from what I was able to determine, he's not allowed to live at Mar-a-Lago due to an agreement that he signed years ago. And therefore, he voted in Florida fraudulently, and I think that's a felony, so let's lock him up.
Yeah, let's lock him up. What the hell?
No, don't lock him up too soon.
Huh?
You can collect your $1 million from, was it from the Attorney General of Texas?
Oh,
he's paying $1 million for cases of voter fraud.
Yeah. Well, let's make up some then, at least.
Oh, we don't have to make it up.
I got one.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be a millionaire, Robert.
I'll be seeing you guys.
Yeah. Right. What do you think? You know, he pardoned another 50 people today.
Oh yeah,
Paul Manafort.
Yeah, among them Paul Manafort. Huh?
John Dillinger.
Yeah.
Just about.
Jay Simpson.
Yeah.
You get a pardon, and you get a pardon, and you get a pardon.
Has any? I know the presidents, when they're in their last term, and it's the end of that last term, they go through pardoning people. But did they ever do 50 of them? I can't remember that many. You know?
I think there have been that many, but I don't know that they were such high-profile, obvious cases.
They were usually,
perjury and so on and so
in
forth.
some cases, they were actually drug people who had been actually put in jail for 40 years for being caught with a joint in the old days, and those were the people that they gave pardons to, people whose sentences were unusually high. Okay, but here he's letting murderers out of jail. I mean, he's letting people. One of the parents of a boy who was killed by those Blackwater guys put a picture of his son on the web and said, "This guy's been pardoned for the murder of my son."
Yeah.
That can't be a good feeling. It cannot be a good feeling. Have I talked, Tom? I guess I've talked to you recently, but since the election, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if we have or not, because
Yeah.
you must have had a Happy Fizzies party when that happened, right?
Oh, I was very relieved. Still relieved.
We were on a tether's edge of being. We've had a lot of unusual things this year that has affected our lives. But I think that was one of them that we've forgotten if we were to look back on the past year, and that's the tenseness with which we lived with this election, being afraid that Trump was going to get reelected.
Yeah.
It
was a real possibility.
Well, the guy hasn't yet lost, according to him.
Yeah.
Well,
as people keep saying, imagine if it just came down to one state.
Yep.
I mean, things could be a lot different.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely.
But it turned out to be okay, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be entertaining. Next month is going to be entertaining because it's going to be interesting to see if if there is a. We're going to have to wedge him out of the White House. If they're going to have to take him.
Santa.
It's Santa. Hello, Santa. You can't give us a big fucking ho, ho, ho?
Oh, fucking ho.
Ho, fucking ho. Right.
Hey, ho.
Hey,
let me get Adrian. Hold on.
No, this is not the night for that.
Right. But you know what it is about Kevin? It is amazing. He doesn't have to put makeup on or anything. All he has to do is put on an elfin hat, and he's Santa.
Yeah, and I could be making good money this year, but fucking no.
No. Do you get it? Are you going to get any of that good COVID money?
No.
Why?
Because that asshole took off on a plane and went golfing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now, what do you think about? Isn't it wonderful that he finally decided he wasn't going to pass this $900 million package to get money to the American people because he's holding out for $2,000 per person. Oh, all of a sudden he's
my hero.
Yeah.
All
of a sudden he's a good guy. And where was he 2 months ago, 3 months ago, when they wouldn't pass this damn thing? Where was he with his $2,000?
He stood outside the tiger cage, threw a bunch of meat into it, and then ran off and opened the doors on the way out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what he's done with this thing is he's screwed up the money that would have gone out to people any day now because he's put a monkey wrench into it. Now, granted, it's a monkey wrench that I think is well deserved. We all said $600. What's $600? I mean, is that going to pay your rent this month? I don't think so. And so when he came out with $2,000, yeah, but he should have done that months and months and months ago.
And he's talking next week. It's only Wednesday right now.
Yeah.
These people are counting on this stuff, on a week-to-week and day-by-day basis, some people.
Checks are supposed to go out next week.
The
6th, they said, yeah. Or not the 6th, but the 26th or 27th they were supposed to start going out.
Yeah.
Now they aren't.
Well, I'm not going to get any money because I think we make more as a couple than is allowed. 150,000 if you're a couple, and together we make more than that. But if we usually file our taxes jointly, so I guess that we have to stick with that or something. But are you going to get any money, Tom?
As far as I know,
Did you get money last time?
Yeah, I did.
What?
Yeah, I got the 1,200.
The 1,200, yeah.
And actually got it in the form of a check, which I wrote all kinds of things all over it before I deposited it. So
you got one of the autographed ones then?
Yeah, I got one of the Trump checks, which was surprising to me because I mean, I have direct deposit set up with Social Security, and I paid my taxes through online, and I don't know why they sent me a check, but that's okay. I got something I can write all over and deposit in the bank.
Well, it's that time of the evening where we do the happy stuff on this program, and that's the report from Dr. Doom. Charlie Wallace, you know how you are always doing obituaries, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Charlie's reporting on the COVID cases.
Yes, and what's the count and the amount tonight?
Oh, what was it? 18,409,000 cases total. 207,000 today.
And then
3,190 deaths. 325,000 deaths to date.
Oh boy,
great.
It doesn't, and it's not going to get better.
We'll probably hit 400,000 by first of the year.
They figure we're not going to actually maybe hit this herd immunity that we hope for until maybe August. Is that and even if you get it, I don't know. I give up on it all. Has this been the worst year of all our lives? Anybody think of a worse year?
Yeah.
How you, Robert? Of course, you would agree. How about you, Alan?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How about you? Rocky's pal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible. Brutal.
Just brutal.
Yeah.
How about for you, Kip? How about for you, Josh? Because you pretty much, I think you have not seemed to be having problems. You've been working and everything like that, and been getting a paycheck. But has it been a bad year for you anyway?
Not particularly, no.
No, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't changed much. I mean, I don't go out and do much anyway because I like to be around people. So I haven't, I really haven't changed much this year. A little bit, but not much.
How about you, Charlie? Scott, you've been, it's impacted you.
It's been my worst year financially for sure since I haven't been able to umpire.
And that's kind of your little side job that you do. That's the thing that brings in the income for you, the extra income over your Social Security and things like that. How about you, Kevin? Lousy year?
The endless summer.
And it's
My
not
daughter
over.
was supposed to go back to school after a couple of months, and she's still home. Yeah. And then no extra income this year for, the Santa gig. And, it's been pretty shitty.
Yeah.
No football,
Oh, jeez. How about you, Kevin? Brian, excuse me, Brian.
What's that? The year?
Yeah. Well, you've had a job.
No, I mean, just job's been good. Job's been good, but luckily, the So at the beginning of the year, just before COVID took over, I got a promotion over to the new expansion projects. So I was running manufacturing for 16 years. So that was 24/7 job, being a director for manufacturing. So like this week, I wouldn't have off for sure. But because this new promotion, luckily I had those flexible schedules for the kids to be here half the day. So I'm here at afternoon or 1 o'clock, so I can be here for anything they need help with virtual learning. So if I was still in my old position, it'd be very hard to get away from work. So I was really lucky.
Yeah, I said to Marjorie tonight, I said, you know, we're watching the news and these endless parade of people who, you know, are waiting in lines of hundreds and thousands of cars down in L.A. just to get some food, okay? Yeah. And people saying, you know, I've lost everything. I have my restaurant, I don't have it anymore, and so on and so forth. And I looked over at her and I said, you know, we're pretty lucky. You know, we haven't taken much of a hit. She's still working. She's working from home. Same job, same pay scale. Okay. I'm still getting my same monthly Social Security check and my pension from SAG-AFTRA. So we are not, you know, I said, we're not doing badly. We're kind of lucky in that respect. I said, but geez, you know, to be somebody who's working, who doesn't have a job now because his line of work just isn't there, is terrible. It's just terrible. And how these people in Washington can even play around with that. They should have no reluctance to give the American people a paycheck. You know?
Yeah, in that respect, I feel real lucky because I don't know what, if I was working, I mean, I saw what was going on with the ports today or yesterday over in England, where the trucks were backed up for 3,000 trucks.
Oh, because France.
I can only imagine what the ports here, you know, the incoming. And I used to work at the ports. That's where, you know, the distribution centers. And I know what that was like around Christmas as it was. And when I was shipping around Christmas, it was brutal hell.
Yeah.
And trying to get stuff in and out of the country was hell. And it was getting worse when I left 5 years ago. I can only imagine what it's like now.
Yeah. Yeah,
trying to get trucks in and out of that.
Well,
and out of the port of Oakland was brutal.
What they did in France, was they stopped letting trucks in from the UK.
Yeah,
and which they had to do. The UK it's a petri dish right now. And by the way, the new COVID they found, the advanced strain of it, didn't come from China. Came from Africa. Yeah. So, I mean, all the rules change every day. Now, I don't think this is going to affect the vaccine, is it, Brian? They don't think it is.
No, not testing. Not testing either.
Not testing either. But the vaccine should still work against this new strain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a mutation. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed that I think is kind of bizarre is the nature of how I've spent money over the last 9 months has changed somewhat. In that I'm still paying my bills. That doesn't go away. But my purchasing has been through either direct payment or PayPal.
Yeah.
I still have a $20 bill in my wallet that I know I got from the bank in March.
Yeah.
Where the hell would I spend cash? You know? So I remember taking $100 out of an ATM in March, and I still got 40 of it.
Yeah, no,
So the nature of what money I'm spending has changed radically.
Well, I wondered where I said, all of a sudden, I said, gee, I've got all this money in just my regular account, which I hadn't switched over to my savings. And I wrote my business manager. I said, did I get a big chunk of cash? He says, no, you just haven't taken it out and put it in the savings.
Exactly.
And it was a ton of money. I mean, for about 3 months, I had $300 in my pocket, and I think I noticed it when I finally got down to my last 40. Yeah. And that was 3 months later. And now the same thing is true. I took out money about a month or 2 months ago. I've still got $200 of it in my pocket.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was that was actually a story a few months ago. They were talking about how because people aren't spending money, that there's actually a cash shortage. In other words, the money isn't getting circulated, and so it's just like
It's not circulating. Yeah.
yeah. So it's difficult to actually get money out for people who need the cash because the rest of us aren't spending it.
They're saying coins. They're saying there's no change around.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what happened. Years ago, I was taught about economics and what makes a area a poverty area or a slum, and what makes another area rich and vibrant. And it all has to do with the flow of money. If you live in a neighborhood where people make money and then they go to their local stores and spend money, and it is the amount of times within that community that the money circulates. And if it circulates more than 5 times within the neighborhood, then you've got a pretty healthy neighborhood. However, if it comes in and then it immediately goes out, which is what happens in poorer neighborhoods, because the people who own the stores don't live in that neighborhood. It comes in, they give it to somebody, the money goes out, it leaves the area. So it really is. So what you're talking about is what is that sound coming back here at us?
Oh, somebody's got some audio on.
Somebody got audio on? Oh, okay. I think it was probably. I think it was Jeff. He just had to look like it was me. And so when that happens, you're right in what you're saying about the money just not flowing through the communities. Yes, Alan.
So Amazon Prime is making a fortune.
That's the only way I buy anything.
What?
That's the only way I buy anything is I order it
Absolutely,
on
same
Amazon.
here.
And
I just every other day I'm on it buying stuff, and so it's credit card. I could probably take a trip around the world a couple times on the credit card points.
Well, I mean, with using online services, I do my shopping for the stuff that I need, right, on Amazon, and then I do my grocery shopping through Instacart, right? Who goes over to Costco and picks up the stuff for me. I haven't been to Costco in a year now.
Oh,
right.
The only trouble is I also don't get any points every time I spend money this way with them, but. And also, if I went there, I might be able to find the toilet paper, But it's just I do all my stuff online, and it's I can't tell you how much money I think I've spent this year at Amazon, and even at that, I'm not spending as much as I would be spending if. Say I went out and said, I think I'm going to drop into Best Buy and see what they got over there. And then I walk out with, another Roku or something,
Yeah, I did the pickup there. They ordered it online, and then in an hour they texted me, said it's ready. So I just drove over there to one of the parking spots, pressed a couple buttons, and the guy came out and shoved it in my back seat.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Were they doing a good business, do you think, from what you noticed?
Yeah. Actually, it seemed like it. They not as much as before, but at least half as much as before. So they had the area was pretty full.
Yeah. When's the last? None of you have been to a movie theater in the last 9 months, right? 10 months? No.
I haven't done a movie theater in 10 years.
Okay, let's say everybody gets vaccinated. All you guys get vaccinated. Okay, we're all immune. Okay, we're not going to get it. Going to go back to a movie theater?
No.
Not if they're doing new movies online or on, HBO Max or whatever.
Or even if they're doing a pay-per-view. You would rather sit at home and watch it than go to a because I think everybody's learned there was no advantage to going to the movie theater.
Unless you're single. If you're single, but it'd be better to have it at your house, I guess.
Well, I think the reason for the movie theater is the group experience. It's really wonderful to have, 200 people go ooh ah when something happens. But if you've got 5 people watching it at home, pretty much you get that experience. I can't, and I love movies, but I can't see going back to a theater. What? The wonderful thing about me being able to watch Wonder Woman on Friday is going to be nobody kicking the back of my seat, or some baby crying over in the corner, and you got to say, "Why'd you bring a baby to this movie?"
Or the guy next to you farting.
That's one of the more pleasant aspects of going to a movie theater.
Happens to me whenever I go to a movie theater.
And they do terrible projection these days too. Yeah. It's not like they're giving you a theatrical experience. Like I'm going there because they show it better than TV does. I got 2 4K screens, 3 4K screens in this house. I've got the surround sound. I need to go to a theater? Do you know what they shoot up? You know what they show you on that screen up there? 4K. Okay? So, anyway.
And a lot of those movie theaters put in those nice comfy chairs.
Look at that. Right there. There he is. See, he doesn't have to go to a movie theater. Yeah, what were you going to say, Brian?
Oh, I just said, a lot of those movie theaters around here, they just cut those, the seats in half because they put those big lounge chair, those comfy recliners, and with the little swing arm so you put your popcorn on. They just spent a lot of money doing that right before COVID.
Start serving wine and everything else.
Yeah. A good way to bring bed bugs home.
Yeah.
Movie theaters. I miss those.
Yeah. Well, I'm not missing the movie theater much. But then again, they haven't had the kind of releases now because of this. They've all been holding off on their big releases, putting them in their pocket until they figured this was over with. Like the James Bond movie was supposed to be out last March, I think, and it's been held off and held off and held off, and now it's been held off till next March. And I'm just wondering when they're finally going to bite the bullet and say, the hell with it, we'll put it on pay-per-view. Because I just don't think it's that good, So you got a nice home theater there, right? Right, Steve? Where's that sound coming from?
This is my man cave.
That's your man cave. Oh, no girls with a Z allowed? Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's very nice.
I like the leather couch. I could sit on that and smoke cigars.
Yes, you could.
Yep.
Do you smoke cigars? I guess you do.
Hey, Rudy Giuliani's selling cigars. He's doing
what?
An advertisement. Rudy
Really?
Giuliani is doing an advertisement for certain cigar brand and also for gold coins of some kind or another.
I don't trust
And for the
him.
cigars, he said, when you need a good cigar, tell him Rudy sent you. I wouldn't tell anybody Rudy sent me anywhere, but
No.
Unless it was Rudy Kazudi.
Yeah, maybe.
If
Yeah.
anybody remembers Rudy Kazudi.
He was looking for a cigar when he was with that girl on Borat thing.
Easy now. Easy now.
Yeah.
That was.
I had the worst luck. Didn't he have the worst luck? Like 2 months time
of lousy
6
luck.
weeks. He just went bam, 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 bam.
The movie, COVID. What else did he have? What else went there? There was
The Four Seasons total landscape.
Yes.
The hair dye. The hair dye.
Oh yeah, that was
You
good.
have that much bad luck. Unbelievable. Oh, and then he farted.
I do.
Right, he did.
I do believe that if our president didn't have just a month left, we would be pulling out the 25th Amendment right now, with all the stuff he's doing. This is the actions of an absolutely crazy man.
Mm-hmm.
He's nuts. He's so obsessed and he's so focused. What were you going to say, Steve?
I'm worried about what's going to happen on inauguration day. Like I'm afraid he's going to fall off the deep end and just tell his supporters to start shooting. Like I think he's that fucking crazy.
So, so my question to you is: aren't you glad to be in Canada?
Yeah.
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 Get a room ready.
I really think they have to boost their security for Biden and Kamala because I'm worried about their safety right now.
Wow.
I really am.
Yeah.
That's what the Secret Service is for.
I mean, he might just tell the Proud Boys to start shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where that sound's coming in from because Jeff is muted, so that wouldn't be coming from there. I don't know. Who knows? It's the mystery.
We're all excited for inauguration day, but Melania's divorce attorney is excited for the day after.
I see. Yeah, right.
Big payday for him.
I think there's a good chance Melania is going to dump him.
Oh yeah.
I think she has been waiting she's been eyeing the exit for a while now, you know. She's going to kick him out of the house, but she can't figure out which house to kick him out of.
Yeah, what house?
He can't go to Mar-a-Lago because they won't let him.
No.
Because he spent too much time there this year, more than he agreed to. All right? And they can't go back to the White House unless maybe there's a spare room at the White House they can hang out in. Maybe, you know, if Biden's a nice guy, he could say, you can stay with us until you have
the dungeon.
Until you find you can stay with us until you find a job. Okay?
Yeah, right.
Sublet a room or something.
Yeah, sublet a room. God. This is just
There's got to be a bathroom that's not in use.
You know, I you know, as I get older and I hit 81, I then look back at when I was a kid and what things were like and what I expected was going to happen in the world and what's been good and what's been bad. And I never expected anything like this. You know, I just never thought why the end of my life does this have to happen? This is the time in my life where I'd like to do a little vacationing. Okay?
Traveling.
The wife and I would like to travel. Can't do it.
Yep.
Can't do it. I can't even go see my friends. I haven't. Do you know I haven't seen? I've seen him on the show when I do it on Monday. I haven't seen my friend Shecky in almost a year physically. And I used to go over and see him every 2-3 weeks. You know, I get on the subway and go right over there. You know. Mainly to get the hell out of Dodge. And then we would go out and we'd have some sushi somewhere at this big, beautiful sushi bar, which has since closed down.
Yeah.
You know. And
yeah, friends up in Vermont.
Our friends in Vermont, yeah. We couldn't go see them this year. Yeah, we couldn't go see them this year. Who else? You know, I mean, I don't leave the house. I mean, I left the house, when was it? I think 2 days ago. I actually went down to the store to pick up something and then came back home. And that was it. You know, and running the gauntlet of people who were wearing chin straps and, you know, using them as yarmulkes, you know, and things like that. You know, but I just feel I'm taking my life in my hands if I go out. You know, and a lot of us here are older. I tend to have an older crowd here. The young child of the group is Josh, I think, tonight.
Look.
Huh? Oh. You know, I think we all feel. I think Steve, how old are you, Steve?
45.
45. So anybody who's under 50 is kind of, you're not safe, but you're safer. Okay. It's not that you're not going to get it, but if you get it, you can probably survive it a lot better than me. I mean, I know that my health is somewhat compromised these days, and it has nothing to do with any particular disease, but the fact that I had radiation and things like that, and it's still affecting creating a certain fatigue in me. Where's that sound coming from? You guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
Is anybody got a speaker or something on? Huh? Oh, well. Anyway, let me see here. Well, Brian is not, and Tom is, Tom, unmute yourself. Let's see what happens if it's maybe coming from you.
Okay, how about now?
No, it's not coming. Wait a minute. No? Is it? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, well. Anyway. You know, this is the last show of the year, because after tonight, we don't do any shows until we're back on the 5th of January.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm the last person on the planet to wish you a happy birthday.
And you know something? It means more to me from you than from the other, 300 people I didn't know who sent me birthday greetings.
Did you get any birthday cards from San Quentin?
You want to know something? I got to tell you something nice. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh, he forgot this year.
Yeah, usually he was sending me. They didn't execute him, did they? No.
I don't think so.
No, they didn't. You see the back of me, that sign, that's all, folks? See it right back there?
Yeah.
There. I got that as a gift from Charlene. And she also sent a gift to Marjorie. Boy, we have that sound again. What the hell is doing that?
Only 20 more minutes of
Any
it.
20 more minutes of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she sent Marjorie a plate she did with a picture of a cow on it, because Marjorie likes cows. Now, she knows I like cartoons, especially Looney Tunes. And she knew that. So if you're listening, Charlene, thank you so very much. It was very thoughtful.
This is your pen pal in San Quentin?
Oh, I had a pen pal in San Quentin.
I think the on-the-air light will light up when they flip the switch in San Quentin.
I see. Okay. I got to know this guy who was on death row. He used to call my show. And so I got to know him. I went over and saw him once. And he used to call me at home on Saturdays, and I would accept the call because, And I'll tell you something. People said to me, well, how can you talk to, do you know what he did? And I said, I never tried to find out what he did, because then it would alter the way I feel about him. And so it would alter the way I feel about him. And I said, I just don't know if I want to be able to do that. Okay. So I kept this thing going on with him. And I said to him, I've never asked you what you did, and I've never tried to find out. And he said, well, I'm not in here for parking tickets, And then one day we're going, I'm over in Richmond where my girlfriend lived. And we're going by the library, and she says, aren't you the least bit curious? And I said, well, I don't know if I want to know. And she said, come on, let's go in and let's just go see if we can find his name in the magazines in the library. So we look up his name, and they say Cosmo, or it was Red Book. So we went to this issue of Red Book, and it was an article written by a woman called A Kiss from My Killer. And it was about this guy. And the fact of the matter was, he was convicted of killing 5 women, strangling them to death with his bare hands. And I go, oh my God. I'm talking to a guy who strangles women with his bare hands. And so the next time he called on a Saturday, I didn't accept the call, right? And then I started feeling very guilty about it, because I said, well, wait a minute. I've been talking to this guy for a year. I know him as a completely different person than the person in the article, okay? I'm sure inwardly he's the same person, but the person I relate to isn't that. So the next time he called, I took the call. And I told him, I said, I got to admit something. And I told him what I had done by not taking his call, because I had read this article. And he says, happens to me all the time. He said, people find out what I was accused of doing, and they can't talk to me. And so I kept talking to him. I kept a relationship going with him. I know. Oh, Alan, what do you think? Because Alan, was a cop, and he's probably got an opinion about how I handled this.
If he's on death row, he wasn't accused, he was convicted.
He was convicted, yes.
And most of these women he probably knew personally, because strangling somebody with your bare hands is not something you can usually do to a stranger. I mean,
I think they convicted him for 4, and the 5th one they held in abeyance just in case he skidded out on the other ones, weasel out on the other ones. But the article said that he did all these killings in a period of, I think, 4 weeks.
Wow.
Did some in Northern California and then went to Southern California and did them. And he did them in a period of about 4 weeks. And that could have been drugs. I mean, I'm not going to say that's an excuse, but I'm saying I'm trying to look for the reason why. It wasn't like he did one, and then later on he did another, and then he did another. Yes, I think Tom probably has something to say about this.
Well, I just want to just say that what I liked was that you actually had him write for your website. You had a column that you had to produce on the website, and
it was called Dead Man Talking. Yeah.
Dead Man Talking. And the interesting thing about that was it had nothing to do with his crime or anything that he did. It was all about what was life like to be on death row day to day.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating. I think it's still around. I've seen it. Sort of like someone is actually.
You can go online and type in "Dead Man Talking" by Dean, and there will be some sites that have appropriated it from the site that I had, and it was fascinating. And I told him when we started doing it, I said, I don't want you to proclaim your innocence, or your guilt, or whatever. I said, that's for you to do with your lawyers. I said, what I want you to do is tell us what it's like to live on death row. And the first thing he wrote was, the first thing I will tell you is that the only time I will tell you this is that I say I'm not guilty, okay? And that's it. And now from here on in, I will never bring that up again, but I just want to put that on the record. And then he started to tell what it was like, and it was fascinating. I think he remembered.
I think it's one of your best achievements in life. I think Alex is getting this guy's story about what living on death row is all about, and getting people to really understand what the death penalty really means.
Well, it always fascinated me because I was so against the death penalty.
Yeah.
That to know somebody was on death row, all of a sudden I was coming face to face with it. And I wasn't coming face to face with it with someone who just, got cranky one day and killed somebody. I was talking to a guy who was a serial killer, and that made it even more interesting. And what also was more interesting is very intelligent guy. Mm-hmm. Used to be a cameraman for CNN in Alaska. Wow. So I mean, you have a whole bunch of different feelings about this. Josh, what do you think? Did I do the right thing by going ahead and continuing the relationship with this guy, or should I have just said,
Send him a bag of oranges in an empty jar.
Well, I said
it's up to people. Well, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I still have a problem with it. I guess that doesn't mean, that if the guy was guilty, I thought it was, like I forget about it or whatever. But I mean, I don't really know if he was or he wasn't. Yeah. I mean, if he wasn't, he wouldn't be the first person in this country to be on death row that was innocent. I mean, I think we have, pretty good evidence of that. I mean, I think most people obviously that are.
Well, I spent my whole life, as Tom probably remembers, being pretty much against the death penalty and obsessed by being against the death penalty. And so to all of a sudden have a first-hand experience with somebody on death row who had committed some heinous crimes was fascinating to me. It taught me a lot about what I was arguing against. And I even in his case, I would argue against it, And then I also said to myself, well, what if someday they do actually strap him down on that gurney and slip him the juice? How am I going to feel about that? You know, when that happens, because I'm getting a personal relationship with this guy. I mean, when we talked on the phone, it was as two friends talking to each other on the phone. And I never asked him, like, how's it going? Because it's pretty much the same day to day on death row. This was a guy who was 6'6" tall, okay, who was living in a cell that was 6 feet long. His feet literally hung out the end of the cell when he was sleeping at night. I mean, it's really, you know, so it was fascinating to me, and I learned a lot from it. But I haven't been able, it's been rather hard to communicate with him over the years since I moved back to New York. Yes, Alan?
So fascinating is, a lot of people are fascinated by killers and stuff like that. You've heard of the author Joseph Wamba?
Yeah, yeah.
He was a Los Angeles police detective sergeant, and a lot of his books and movies are based on real things that he went through. You know, the onion field. I mean, a couple cops were kidnapped, and one was shot and killed, and the other one escaped. And you know, a lot of that stuff. So I'm surprised you didn't start writing crime novels or something.
Well, no, because that wasn't my mission. I care, for some reason, ever since I was a kid, because I have this great fear of death. The idea of putting somebody to death just didn't seem right to me. It seemed like there were much more appropriate. I mean, keeping a guy in prison for the rest of his life, I think, is crueler than putting him out. You know,
Yes.
if you want him to pay for his crime, stick him in a prison for the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
Would you agree with me or disagree with me, Robert, on that one? How have you felt about
I'm against the death penalty. I think putting him in a cell with an insurance salesman.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Or making Trump his cellmate. That might be appropriate punishment. You know, I mean,
you have to get the orange dye off of your bed sheets all the time from his hair.
Yeah, it's true.
Sounds like he'd be good at making fresh squeezed orange juice to me.
So listen, as we kind of come to the end of this year, any hopes and wishes for the coming year? Yeah, Jeff, can you see if you can talk to us here? Jeff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got, I'm very hopeful that everybody gets to not get sick and that they can start moving around and visiting people and seeing other things. There are certain benefits.
And you must have also had a wish that your mic would work because it's working perfectly now.
Yep.
Well, maybe Andrew, he came over and tried to fix it.
Yeah. Well, it's much better. It's much better. How about you, Robert?
We wouldn't have to pay him.
What's your wish for the coming year?
I'm hopeful that I don't take the small things in life for granted that I probably took for granted, like seeing friends and like going to a record store and going to a library, things that I enjoy, going to a ball game, like some of those things that I just started to take for granted. Now that they were taken away from me, I hope I learn a lesson from it and really truly enjoy things again.
How about you, Alan?
I'm hoping to get the shot whenever possible and get some normalcy back in the world. I guess I'm with Robert. There's a lot of things that I took for granted, and I've had a lot of time, like we all have, to think about them. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff I want to do.
Yeah. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I think along the same things. A lot of car shows and stuff like that we didn't go to this year. So there's a lot of old timers and a lot of Hall of Famer guys down in LA and up here that I haven't seen all year. So finishing up another car here, and it's I'll be excited to go next year. But we're only like 1% so far with the vaccine. It's going to take a while, so I think everyone's got to be patient next year.
Yep, and keep wearing those masks and everything. How about you, Steve? What are you hoping for in this coming year?
Same as everybody is saying here.
Yeah.
I want to go to a concert. I want to go watch a ball game or a hockey game.
You just want normalcy.
I miss all that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Charlie, what's your wish for the coming year?
Oh, I wish I could get back on the softball field.
Mm-hmm.
Make a little money. Maybe take a vacation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's still about 18 states I haven't been to yet, so I need to travel to those.
You ever been to New York?
Charlie, you're always wrong anyway on the softball field, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I don't mind being wrong.
How about have you ever been to New York?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Been to New York twice.
Oh, good. Good.
Once to Long Island and then once to New York.
Well, if ever you want to come out here, we got a room. Okay?
Oh, thank you, Alan.
Yeah. Well, that's the least I can do for a guy who's on the show every single night for the last 5 years.
Brian, Charlie must be a friend. I live across the goddamn river. I didn't get such an invite.
Well, no, when you can get over here, come on over and we'll have some dinner. I've had dinner with Jeff. Hell, we'll have Jeff come down. You'll come over and we'll all go out and have dinner. That'll be what we'll do to celebrate.
That sounds like the hope for 2021. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
How about you, Tom?
I'm there.
Well, just looking for the days when I could say that I didn't die before Biden became president. So
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the shot. And as a home care worker, it looks like probably be somewhere January, February. So Kevin, what's his name, Tony in Queens, all us home care workers, we're sort of head in line.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, I have a little cough today. I wonder if I'm coming down with the COVID. I don't know. John.
You know what? I'll tell you. I'll wake up during the night and I'll have like this tenseness in my chest.
Yeah.
And I'll start stressing over it.
Yeah, exactly. Josh.
What is it? What is it?
Josh, what are you hoping for this year?
Just gonna keep going, same as always.
Same as always. And how about you?
I don't know. I'd like to take more opiates this year than I did last year.
And Santa, how about you?
Normalcy.
Yeah. I think that's what we all.
I got rid of Trump for you, so I don't know what else I can do for you.
Yeah. But I think that what we all are looking forward to is a sense of normalcy. I think what everybody has said they wanted was normalcy. Hey, look! What is that's a picture of? Did she do a picture of me?
Yeah.
That's a picture of me. I'm always have one hair going up for some reason. That's me. That's me watching the show.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. And there's the computer with the people on the screen. When did she?
I didn't tell her to do this. She just came up to me and gave this to me last night.
Oh, wow, that's terrific. That's terrific. I think that's wonderful. Hey, well, listen, I thank you and also a lot of the other people who are probably watching, like Patrick and Tony and so on, and John Larkin. I'm going to miss people. Charlene Martinez, of course, but all of you who participated in this program over the years. And hope to see you back here when we come back on January 5th after we take some time out, which I can actually use, to be honest with you. Anyway, everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye back. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays. Let me see here. Did I leave anything out? Oh, yeah, and a Happy New Year to all of you. Bye. Okay, that's it. That's our citizen panel for this year. Okay, we're taking the rest of this week off. Then next week is off, and then we're back on the 5th of January with more of this little gathering that we do. In the meantime, as always, I'll see you on the 5th. Okay, we may come back. By the way, on the New Year's Eve, we may do a show. We're thinking about it. So be on the lookout on my Facebook page for that, all right? But we'll see you again in the coming year. And everybody have a happy whatever you're celebrating, but do it safely. And if you see her, tell her I love her. And please, whatever you do, for your fellow person, wear a mask and be safe out there. Happy New Year.